Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready. It's Fight Night in Youngstown with your host, owner and editor of YoungstownBoxingNews.com, Brian Whan.
And we're back at it, Brian, Vinny, here at the beautiful Gessler Propane Studio in Struthers, Ohio. Coming back at you. Vinny's cracking me up. What you got in that Indians cup there?
Say what?
What do you got in your Indians cup
Can
there?
you can you hear me?
I can hear you. You got me cranked up way too loud.
I'm good. I'm just messing with him. I was screaming in his ear for a minute. I'm good. I got an adult beverage in this cup over here.
So, we broke the barriers last show with young Penguin City Beer. That was a good show.
We did break the barriers with
good beer, good show.
Yeah, we broke some beers.
I guess it became acceptable to crack open some on the studio grounds here.
It's not so much that as now that I'm not fighting, I can enjoy myself a little bit.
And Vinny's not fighting, and we just got some bad news on that card, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it news?
Is
it news yet?
It is now.
Well, I wasn't sure what the final outcome was on that. So,
well, it sounds like one reason or another, Alejandro Popo Salinas probably will not be fighting on May 25th at the Metroplex on the Battle on Belmont card. Southside Boxing Club boxing show, Jack Lowe.
So okay, so so you're making it official?
I'm not making it official, but I'm looking at BoxRec, and
so BoxRec has it as official.
Well, BoxRec has the fight off there because it was pending.
Okay,
it had the P on it, which is pending.
Hey, as part of the camp, I can't necessarily go ahead and just go blurting stuff out.
That's all right. I'm just going by BoxRec.
Yeah, I didn't know. So if you're going by BoxRec, then that's what we're gonna go with.
Going by BoxRec, man. So we got 3 pro fights officially lined up according to BoxRec.com. Danny Rosenberger is going to be fighting Kevin Shax, who's going to bring a 3-2-3 record into the ring. Rocco Nolfi making his pro debut in the heavyweight against Davin Carter. This will be Davin Carter's second fight in the Youngstown area. He lost unanimous decision to Daniel Infante in November. And John Gregory stepping back in the ring for the first time in about 2 years. And he'll take on Samuel Widenhouse, who will be making his pro debut. So
Gregory, new man, new haircut, new man, new gym.
Yeah,
Ovi comes out firing away, man. Ovi's re-energized and focused. Haven't talked to him in quite a few weeks, so hopefully he's ready to go.
And we talked about Daniel Infante, and he dropped unanimous decision this past weekend to Ronnie Hines of, I think Ronnie Hines is of Cleveland. Ronnie Hines from Cleveland improved his record 5-0, the heavyweight. So Danny took the loss. Thomas Matisse with the victory that night. Prince Brewer, Brett Simmons, and Jeremy Abram all victorious there in Cleveland at the Agora Theater. And I saw some video from those cards, and it looked like the Agora was a pretty nice setup there for a boxing fight. I don't know if you saw any video or anything from that card, but
what, this past weekend?
Yeah.
Of course.
Marcus runs Ohio Boxing. He
was up there. I wish I would have remembered and went up there because Prentice fought PJ?
Yes.
And Bart, you know what I mean? Both Bart Simmons, they're both trained out of Southside Boston Club for a short period of time from the East Side Cleveland with Renard Saffo. Really good trainer up there. Impressive. Bart looked real good. Bart Simmons is one of them fighters when he's in shape and he's focused and he lets his hands go. He can be dangerous. Same with PJ. PJ's all them guys. That's where Willie Nelson came from over there at Renard Saffo's up there in Cleveland, and all them guys. A lot of talent comes out of that gym. They got some young amateurs right now. That have a lot of talent coming up out of that East Cleveland gym up there at MLK. So if you ever get a chance to go out there and see any of them, some of them guys fight, take it.
And Vinny bringing up Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, for those of you who don't know, he's back in Youngstown training with Jack Lowe at Southside Boxing Club. Career record of 26 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. He's kind of, by age standards, I think he's 31. Should be in the peak of his career. And I don't know what's going on with him management-wise. I personally, I see him, but I just don't talk to him about that kind of stuff. It's not my business, but he's a guy who should be out there, man. I mean, it's a shame to see a guy like Willie who's looking for a fight, can't get a fight, and I don't know if it's a case of just being mismanaged, But you take a look at Willie, I mean, he's beaten a real champion, gave him his only loss.
Now, when you look at boxing as a business and the sports side, as a sport and as a business, you have to take into consideration a lot of different people, a lot of different, you have your trainers, you have your managers, you have your promoters, you have the different athletic commissions, from state to state, casinos and venues and. Then you got you got your people outside of your camp. Your friends and your family. Everybody's got a voice, and a lot of things can come into play along the way, from all those different angles. I'm not trying to say that I know one way or another what's going on inside Willie's management or promotional company or nothing like that, because whether I did or I didn't, it's not something I would be feel free to openly talk about. But what I'm saying is a lot of things in the overall scheme of things can take place and can happen, can railroad a career, can kind of stall a career. And I'm talking from my own experience with Guilty Promotions back in Las Vegas in the early 2000s. A lot of things happen and situations arise that, a lot of people just waiting for the fights to happen or wondering what happened to this guy and that guy. That's kind of like the situations that arise in the sport on the business sense. Some people don't want to get along. Some people don't like the way other people are doing things. And, from talking to me, just on a little level, when you start putting a lot of money in the air, a lot bigger problem. What did P, did he say? More money, more problems?
More money, more problems.
Was that Biggie? I can't remember which one.
I think that was Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, more money, more problems, and it's true, man. When you look at it, is the more money you start playing around with, a lot more people get a lot more opinionated and stuff like that. So, but you're right. I'd like to see Willie Nelson get back into the ring. He's a local guy for the most part, between here and Cleveland, and I consider Cleveland local, even Pittsburgh. When we're talking locally. That has a lot of talent and he's a for a tall guy, what I'm saying, he's kind of soft spoken, talks kind of fast, and once you get to know Willie, he's a really good guy, a good person, and you'd like to see him flourish and his career be where it's supposed to be, because we've talked about him before. He beat Tony Harrison, and Tony Harrison now has a piece of the championship. So in my eyes, that should be Willie Nelson.
Tony Harrison, 2 career losses, now holds the WBC World Welterweight title. His other career loss was to Jared Hurd, who, did you watch that?
I watch everything.
Jared, I talked to Willie Nelson actually about that fight, and he said that fight really wasn't too big of a surprise, but I thought J-Rock Williams fought the most perfect fight that J-Rock could have fought.
He did. Not taking anything away from him. He came out prepared, ready to fight, focused. And the more energized fighter. Where Hurd, it's real easy when you're on top of things to get complacent. It's real easy. Even in football and basketball and baseball, you get out ahead and you start getting complacent. You start doing the same things. And with fighting, you have media tours and you have this and you have that and you have all these. It's hard to stay focused. And when you think, this is just humans. When we get ahead of ourselves, when we start thinking that we're more than what we are, or we're better than we are. Not saying that Jared Hurd's not one of the best. I'm just saying you get on a level where you start overlooking somebody. You start, taking your runs a little lighter. Whatever it is, money comes into play. A lot of different things happen in the course of somebody's life that can take you away from your main focus. And in my mind, I saw that with Jared Hurt. Maybe training wasn't as serious. Maybe they had some problems in camp. A lot of things happen, along the way. But he just didn't look like the same focused fighter that we're used to seeing. And it caught up to him. And, J-Rock did what he was supposed to do and came out hungry and came out looking sharp and pressed the action and shortened up the distance and gave Hurt a fight that he wasn't prepared for.
Gotta give some shout outs to the usual suspects tuning in. My boy Jay Kim, who I had a nice visit with him on Mother's Day. My friend Jay, dear friend Jay. He lost his mom to cancer.
I can't get over this comment that you just gave to James about plugging him in.
Oh, man, I got to plug my boy James. Hey, me and James.
Plugging him in.
We're going to do a new podcast, man, called Take a Seat, a little ode to Chris Hansen.
Did you mean pegging?
No.
You mean plug?
Plugging.
Pegging.
It's going to be an ode to Chris Hansen. Take a seat. Anybody who remembers To Catch a Predator. I think To Catch a Predator is one of the top 5 shows of all time in television, right behind Three's Company.
Three's Company is good. You know what I've been watching?
What's that?
And it cracks me up. I don't care what anybody says. The Cosby Show.
Whoa. Who's actually showing that?
It was on Prime.
Okay.
It's on Prime.
I
started off at season 1, episode 1. It left every episode.
But me and Jay, sometimes you just want to discuss stuff that's not boxing, and that's what we're gonna get down to, man. And me and him both, we get a kick out of meth heads and hookers and all that fun stuff. So it's just gonna be a fun podcast, and I look forward to it. My friend Jay Kim, tuning in. Danny Rosenberger just liked it. So Danny. If you're tuning in, man, the number is on the screen. You're going to be fighting on the card next week, man. Give us a buzz, him, and let us know how the training's been going and stuff. So I'll just type that into the screen, too, and tag you in it so you do that.
He's hearing. He's listening.
He's listening, so.
He's trying to decide right now if he wants you to breathe in his ear or not.
I'm kind of lost without our producer. He kind of just bounced out of us to go talk to other people here, so we're kind of doing our own thing here. But
I didn't even notice he was gone.
It's whatever. We got free range of the studio now.
Yeah.
But and some good pro fights though on the national scene did get announced. We're looking at Mikey Garcia versus Danny Garcia, and I think that's gonna be at 147 pounds if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that fight excites me. I mean, obviously, I think the consensus is I like Mikey Garcia in that fight. I think it goes to the cards. I think Mikey Garcia wins probably 9-3. On a scorecard, 9 rounds to 3. But me and James were actually talking about that today, and it's it's going to be a good payday for both those guys, and both those guys deserve a nice solid payday.
They deserve a nice solid payday. The heck they've been getting?
Well,
I mean, if anybody deserves a good solid payday, might be James Dominguez.
Yeah.
Myself. You.
Me. I deserve a payday.
These guys have been getting paid. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I do deserve a payday.
Yeah. I'm never gonna say somebody deserves a payday like that, dude. Like, come on, man.
But no, it's gonna be a nice payday for both those fighters.
It'll be a nice payday.
It'll be a nice payday. And a guy like Danny Garcia, I don't know how many nice paydays he has left in the tank.
A couple more than we got. Hey,
I don't know if he's got the Zab Judah, Adrian Bronner type of level paydays. I mean, I still don't know how Zab Judah kept ranking in great paydays.
Hey, as a matter of fact, didn't I think I just heard Zab Judah's getting ready to fight?
That was coming. Maybe somebody could chime in on that. That was. I did see some articles that this dude owes child support everywhere. He may have spent a couple days in jail or whatever. He's got to be in his what? He's got to be 40s, right?
Who cares? Let's put somebody in jail for child support, and rapists are walking around on probation.
Absolutely. Here's my thing. So you're going to throw somebody in jail for child support when they can't get a job. How are they supposed to get a job in the, while they're staying in jail? What are you going to do? Take their 75 cents they get for pounding license plates and take 25% of that?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
It makes no sense.
Child support is the dumbest thing in American culture.
Well, I always like it when I see the one meme that says, child support's for absentee fathers, not for those who are, are involved with their kids. But, Hey, it is what it is. I pay mine, but I also do for my daughter. So
Me too. Yeah, I mean, it's just dumb. I've watched friends of mine, and myself lose their license because of child support, and then go to jail for child support. I know hey, you guys can talk this up somewhere else, but I'm just saying it's ridiculous, and that's why I'm always like, yeah, deserve a payday? Shoot, deserve a payday, my ass.
JK, man, I see you tuning in. As I say, man, I had a nice visit with my friend Jay on Sunday. Gave me my nice Punxsutawney Phil sticker for me to put on my car. So
Punxsutawney Phil on the back of Brian Whan's car. If anybody sees it, toilet paper it.
Oh, now come on, Vinny. Oh, you don't want to do that.
No, don't do that.
Hey, no, but realistically, man, as the summer weather heats up here in Youngstown, so is the boxing scene, and I think that's going to kick off. As we said with Jack's show, our boy Danny Rosenberger, who Danny call in.
You see that Mikey Garcia, $5.8 million. Danny getting $2.5 million.
That's a nice payday.
Those are nice paydays.
That's a beautiful payday.
Beautiful. Like I feel you.
I like that.
I'm not gonna say they deserve them.
I mean,
didn't they just make bank the last couple of fights?
Mikey made bank.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Danny made for his last fights.
I can't remember if I looked at it. I was looking up fights, because California posts all their they're saying all the purses on the website, so you can look that up. But I can't remember. Was he in New York last night? I can't remember who I looked up. I've been having this problem remembering things and thinking a little bit. So, yeah, I've been struggling a little bit with in the last couple of weeks.
My boy Johnny Stofko tuned in. Thanks for tuning in, Johnny. I did a great interview with Johnny this past about a week and a half ago. His Ungoogleable podcast. Anybody out there on Facebook, just type in Johnny Jonny Stofko.
So we can go ahead and correct it since he's listening. I can correct him.
All right, let's correct it.
All right. So during the interview with Brian, Johnny kept referring to the Fight Night show as Brian being the co-host, and just so we're all clear, Brian is the host. I am the co-host. Let's get that out there. It was driving me nuts because he kept making a mistake, and I kept waiting for Brian to fix it, and he wasn't fixing it. I'm like, listen,
I'm modest.
Yeah, but we're trying to get that off of you. I'm trying to pull you out of that little gig.
Anybody who's ever anybody who knows my friend Johnny, I mean, he's interviewed some of the greatest fighters out there. I mean, you take a look at it. I mean, he's interviewed Kelly.
Granados.
He's interviewed Evander Holyfield. He's interviewed Larry Holmes. He's got a lot of connections out there. He does his thing. He's a thinker, man. He not only does physical stuff, but he's like a philosopher. He reads a lot, which is funny. It's not the Johnny I knew from high school. We played high school baseball together, but we're gonna get him on this show. He's gonna call in in one of the next couple of shows. But after we did the show and the interview and stuff, and I got to talk about the website and the show we do, he kind of took me off record and we discussed, and he told me, you don't put yourself out there on your own social media, your personal social media. Everything you do is through the Youngstown Boxing News. And as he said, man, I need to be proud of my work and put myself out there more. So I actually did that tonight. I shared this video on my personal Facebook, and I think I've seen some of my friends that have never tuned in before listening and stuff. So definitely, it's paying dividends here. And let's see here. We got a couple comments here on Facebook. Let me get to.
All right. So, hey, James, what's the title? What's the title of your show?
Take a seat, like Chris
Not
Hansen.
that one. What's the title? It's the punchline.
What's that?
It's
Johnny's?
No. It's the punchline with
James Dominguez or Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
With say it in order again, chronological. So it's with who?
Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
Yeah, so James Dominguez, you come second, so you're the co-host.
No, but there's two hosts. You're co-hosting together.
Listen, if you call me a hoe again, bro, we're gonna have it on, dude. It's gonna be on. No, I got you. But James said that they call him the co-host on his show.
Well,
but if I remember correctly, it says Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez. Like our show is with Brian Whan and Vinny O'Neill. See what I'm saying? So the second would be the co-host.
So when me and James does our podcast, who's going to be the host and who's going to be the co-host? I've
Man,
already conceded to James.
Listen, you guys are two peas in a pod. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be like having balls in a sack. They're gonna be the same.
I've already conceded to James.
I'm just playing, man.
I do not know how to get all the comments.
All right, so we got that. So then we got we got a heavyweight fight coming up, right? We got a couple heavyweight fights coming up.
Couple heavyweight fights.
Because doesn't Fury just came out and said he's fighting too real soon, right? If I'm not mistaken, did he just come out? And
Who's that fool going to be fighting? Has he got an opponent name?
I don't know. I'm all tangled up over here on this cord. It's driving me nuts.
Dude, we're lost without our producer.
Anywho,
He's also got to babysit us.
So, yeah, I thought Fury. I was just reading that Fury. Yeah, was fighting someone.
I know.
Anyways,
So we got Wilder, Brazil.
Yeah, we got Wilder, Brazil. Which, once again, I know everybody. Deontay Wilder. I'm not a fan of Deontay. I think he's wild. I just don't like him personally. But hey, he's got huge power. You can't take that away from him. He's a heck of an athlete. Athletic ability. He's able to do things that that most of us wish we could do. So in that sense, I look for him to come out victorious against Brazil. Although in this time you really can't overlook some of these underdogs. There's been a lot of underdogs stepping up to the plate and coming away big with some wins.
And that's just kind of what we talked about with J. Rock Williams. But if you talk to a lot of people, though, as we said, man, a lot of people actually weren't surprised by that fight, but I was.
That's it.
Then we also got we got a call coming through here.
Dillian White, by the way.
You're on Fight Night in Youngstown with Brian and Vinny. Who we got on the line here?
It's Brian Sims. How you fellas doing, man?
Dude, Brian Sims calling in. Dude, what's been going on? What's been going on with you, man?
I'm training down here in Cleveland with Push Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, I just graduated, so I just I'm come back home, and just linked up with him.
Good. Have you had any fights recently or anything? Now that you're out of Youngstown, man, I ain't got Tom Cordell to keep me up to date on what's been going on with you, man.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I called in, just to give you guys an update.
Absolutely.
24th of May, I'm fighting in Cleveland. It's a private show. And then the 25th, I'm fighting on that Pro-Am show, Jack Lowe's.
Oh, you're going to be fighting in Youngstown?
Yep, I'm fighting Paul Palumbo again.
No crap. Hey, listen, so not to cut you off, we'll let you continue on that, but hey, after you fight that fight, man, or whatever, at some point in the night, man, I want to catch up with you, interview you, and get something up with you, man. Just catch up with you.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, and then after that, I got a fight in Northfield, Ohio, on the WFC card. I'm fighting Brian McElrath. Okay, and that's gonna be the same card that Ryzemian Ford's making his pro debut, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Correct.
Awesome. Correct. And Ryzemian's got a there's a kid that played is that the kid that played football for Mountain Union who's gonna be fighting on that card too, amateur?
I believe so.
Yeah. So you're doing your thing, man. So you landed a job post degree and everything?
Yeah, man. Just keeping my head low, man. Training real hard and just doing what I gotta do to get to the top, man.
Man, that's awesome, man. So what else has been going on your road, man? I mean, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, just like I said, just keep my head low, staying humble, sticking my head in the gym, working. And that's just my regimen, honestly. I mean, I got a boring life, but it's working for me, so it is what it is.
The one day on your social media, I saw you post something to the extent of I don't know exactly who it was, but it was something about sometimes you wish you were still back in Youngstown with this fight game.
Yeah. Because I haven't been in Youngstown since I want to say March or February. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, because I come pop in Youngstown every now and then just to, say hello to everybody, spar, whatever the case may be. And every time I come, like I said in my post, I feel very revitalized coming back to Youngstown because Youngstown, I don't want to make it sound cliche or anything like that, but Youngstown truly gives me so much hunger, comfortable. It can be a positive and a negative, but it's positive for me because, it's just that's what I'm used to for the most part, and just the whole just vibe Youngstown gives me. Like, I mean, that's home. Like, as far as boxing, I know I was born in Cleveland, but as far as boxing, that's home to me. So that's where I was coming from. It just feels so good to be in Youngstown, and I honestly just, wish I could have, stayed out there, but, things happen and we have to move on evidently, but that's where I was coming from.
And I know, you're from that Cleveland area. I know that you moved back up there, man, but I'm always going to consider you part of Youngstown. So anything you got going, man, just keep me informed. I'll definitely keep the website posted with you. Next time you come in to pop up too, man, get in touch with me sometime. We'll go to lunch or something sometime, man.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Oh, he just asked you out on a date.
Oh, no. See, every time I do something like this, man, I got to take crap from Vinny. But, I mean, honestly, though, Brian, I mean, you've been probably I'd say you've been the staple of Youngstown amateurs over the past 2 years, and we miss having you around here, man. I mean, that's what me and Vinny were saying. I knew when that day was going to come, you graduate college, there's probably a good chance that you're going to dip back up to Cleveland. And it was a little disappointing when I seen that you were back up there or whatever. But I know deep down, man, you're always going to consider Youngstown a part of you or whatever. And as you said, man, you'll keep coming back time to time.
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
Yeah,
and I was hearing that conversation, not to change subjects, but man, I can't believe that J-Rock and Swift Jared Hurd situation, man.
J-Rock fought a perfect fight that he had to do, man.
Perfect.
It was
perfect fight.
I was astonished watching that. Hey, do you believe it though? Dan Raphael, the lead senior boxing writer for ESPN, actually scored the fight in favor of Hurd.
How?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out.
He's a professional.
I didn't have Jared Hurd winning more than 3 rounds.
No, I mean he got annihilated. I think I scored it 7-5, and that was maybe that was maybe because I was a fan of Hurd. I think that was like rooting, like wearing my my fan goggles there, being a fanboy, but oops. Hey Brian, hold on the line there. We're going to break. We'll pick things up either when we come back from commercial.
Okay.
All right.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this. You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
And we are back from break here, Brian, Vinny. We had Brian Simmons on the line, but we lost him. So, Brian, man, if you're listening, man, give us a call back here. You know the number. Vinny's cranked me up in the headset again. You just said Tyson Fury versus Dylan White.
James Dominguez chimed in and helped out with that. Yeah, he's fighting Dylan White. And then we got who was it? Then we got Anthony Joshua fight coming up.
Anthony Joshua's fighting. Is that what's that name? Andy Ruiz?
Ruiz, yeah. Ruiz? Yep.
And I saw the promoters for. I'm gonna keep this thing over by me. I saw the promoters for Anthony Joshua come out and say they think this is a dangerous fight, and so on and so on. And do you think that's smoke, or is this a dangerous fight?
You know what? I really don't know. I've seen Ruiz fight twice. He throws bombs, and when his punches land, they sound solid. It kind of reminds me of like when you'd hear Kelly land on like guys, you'd hear that thud, that smack, that. But I don't know too much about him outside of those two fights. I know that anytime you get a chance to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, you better be elevated.
Jose Rodriguez Jr. just chimed in. No, hey Jose, man, if you ain't got nothing going on right now, you're free on your phone, man. Give us a call. Let us know what's going on with you, man.
Do I think he can beat Joshua? No,
absolutely not, huh?
But crazier things have happened. Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson.
I think I saw on
like crazy things have happened.
I just said I mentioned Jose Rodriguez Jr. chiming in. He poses. I think
he's trying to find his phone right now.
Well, I think I saw him on a Facebook post. I think the Rodriguez boxing gym might be moving to a bigger, cozier.
I think they might have already
made that move, man.
If I'm not mistaken.
Good deal for them,
could
man.
Be wrong,
Congratulations. Though. And Danny, Jose and his brother, man. Every time I see them, man,
you're so used to saying Danny, it just flows out of your mouth now.
But Danny said he'll call, or Jose said he'll call in, and Danny too, man. Let's get you on before.
Found his phone.
So I think we're gonna be expecting a call from Jose Rodriguez. He's called in before, man, and I guess he's got some things in the work, possibly. Hopefully, a fight coming up for him soon. And, he's done things the hard way so far, so hopefully things ease up for him. So I think we're going to be expecting Fight Night in Youngstown with Brian Vinny. We got Jose on the line?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? So you're...
Ain't nothing much, man.
Your dad moved into a new gym?
No, actually, we're about to start moving in this weekend.
Okay. Bigger pad, huh?
Yeah, just actually in the same little allotment we're in, but in the front of it, like on the road now, so that's cool.
Oh man, so you guys got pretty much like the main spot of the whole plaza there?
Yeah, man. It's like double in size, like exactly double size.
That's awesome, man. So you're back in town right now?
Yeah. Actually, me and my brother are both back in town. We're gonna be training back home, and we should be fighting a lot more now.
Okay. Every time I see you guys on Facebook, man, you're at a fight in Vegas, or you're out there, or you're somewhere checking in the airport. So I've been trying to keep up with you guys as much as I can. So you guys are definitely back in town. So any leads on fights or anything, or any maybe ideas?
Well, my dad's like officially our manager now.
Okay.
And so he's working his hand.
Yeah.
In some things. Hopefully I hear some news soon about something in one of the states surrounding Ohio. So we're going to be fighting around Ohio. Hopefully, if everything works out, both of us will be fighting 4 to 5 times within the next year. So we're going to be a lot more active and a lot
keeping busy. And
things are like paying off.
And that's what I talked about, man, is you guys have done it the hard way. I mean, and it's tough in this sport, man. And hopefully now, it sounds like maybe you guys got some pieces in place now that, finding fights are going to be a lot more easier. As you said, man, hopefully fight, and I think 4 to 5 times a year, that's that's a comfortable number of fights for a fighter, especially for someone who's trying to come up. I mean, you don't want to be fighting, 8 times a year. You need some.
Yeah, you're right. 4 times a year is about the basic. That's it's once every 3 months. That 5th fight is something nice to have. If you end somebody early or something, you got another option to go out there and grab another fight real quick. So like setting up a contract with 5 fights, in my opinion, is the best route to go. You start looking at 6 fights or more, you start trying to stretch yourself out a little thin. A lot of things happen during training camp, as you know, hand injuries, stuff like that. So I think anything more than 5 is too much. 5 is like the primo number when signing a contract, if you ask me, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, man. But actually, we didn't even we don't have no official contract signed. We're just going to we figure some things out, but we will be fighting those times. I was checking out the show and I was just listening to Brian Sims on there. Me and him actually just got done sparring 2 hours ago.
How'd that go?
Nice.
Great, man. Great. I want to say we went 4 or 5 rounds. We did good.
That's why I call it good work.
Opened up towards the end of the rounds. He opened up more, started letting his hands go. He did pretty good, though.
That's awesome to hear, man. I mean, that's good work for both you guys. For those of you just tuning in, we're on the line right now with Jose Rodriguez Jr., a 6-0, 24-year-old middleweight from Akron, Ohio. Trains out of Rodriguez Boxing Gym. Where's that? Is that in Talmadge?
Yeah, it's in Talmadge.
Talmadge, Ohio there. Jose, he's been out in Vegas doing some training here and there. He's back in that Akron area right now and hoping to have a fight soon. Dangerous fighter, man. And it's when you're carrying a 6-0 record, 4 knockouts, and it's hard to get fights. I mean, and especially in Ohio. And we've talked about before. I don't know if your dad's mentioned before, but Ohio doesn't have the most forgiving athletic commission as far as making fights to build a record.
Not at all, man. Not at all. And the thing is, I've even took into we've took into consideration of taking fights with fighters. Let's say, for example, 10-1,
yeah,
or 9-1. We've actually tried to get. These are fights we're trying to get.
Yeah,
but they're just not working out because of business wise.
Yeah.
So stuff like that is so annoying and frustrating. It just makes me train harder and want to fight even more. So next time I get in there, like you said, I'm dangerous. I'm ready to show how dangerous I am because all this hard work been on idle. I haven't fought since October.
Yeah.
And I'm even though I haven't been fighting amateur for 2 years now, man, if it was up to me, I'd be fighting all the time. But the business side, so I'm training, just trying to play my role for now, but I'm ready.
We had Mike McSorley call into our show a couple months ago. And he says something about, a fighter who can build a record in Ohio or Pennsylvania, which is 2 sanctioning bodies that just don't let guys fight, anybody, holds a little bit more weight. And, you take a look at your box rec. I mean, it's not like you're fighting tomato cans or whatever, as opposed to, you go out to Arkansas, look at some of these guys. So it does hold weight to what he's at. I know you had to go down to Georgia to fight not too long ago, about a year ago, right?
Oh, yeah. I fought a guy. I don't remember his record. If I'm correct, I don't think it was a winning record, to be honest.
But it wasn't a pushover, though, that by any stretch of the
imagination. No, he wasn't, because it was actually the first guy I didn't knock out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I pretty much beat him up for all of the rounds, but I had to work for it. I mean, I guess to beat him up for 4 rounds, I had to work for it. I couldn't finish him, but yeah.
And
let me chime in here real quick since it's running across my mind right now. It's really disturbing that guys can't earn a living. You're a boxer.
Exactly.
Boxing is what you do. Boxing is how you put food on the table. Hey, the more fights you get, the more food that's on the table. The more money you got, the easier it is to pay your bills. The easier it is to train, right? And this boxing commission here in Ohio, stops that. Hey, puts a roadblock up every time somebody tries to put some food on their table for their kids and their family. it's a shame, man, that these people are down here in these offices making big money, telling other people that they can't earn a living unless they want to fall in place and fight this guy who everybody knows, in boxing you lose, you take a step back. You lose again, you're 2 steps back. You lose a third time, you might not find your way back to glory ever again. Everybody knows this. It's a big problem with boxing is lose and your stock goes down, right? But it's real hard when you come to a state like Ohio and the boxing commission wants to play their hand as they're the supreme ruler and what they say goes. And what they're failing to realize here in Ohio is you're taking away from the guys that are trying to come up and that you're trying to move in a direction where they can make more money and get bigger fights in other states and get a following. And it just really rubs me the wrong way when I hear things like this, that it's all around the board. Sometimes I like to think that, like, being to the commissions and more or less here in Youngstown, that we kind of get screwed over with. But then I hear, like, same with you. You're getting, it's hard to make you fight. It's hard to get good fights, even when you're looking at fighting up. They're not going to allow you to fight up. Well, they're sure not going to let you fight down. So who are you supposed to fight, right? Management in Ohio really has no bearing on the situation when it comes to the commission, because the commission don't care about you, me, our kids, our families. They don't care that you're struggling. They don't care about your dreams, your hopes, your admiration. They don't care. All they care about is pulling up their britches and raising their shoulders back and being like, well, I'm in charge. And something needs to be done about that collectively, from trainers, managers, promoters, fighters. All need to come together in Ohio and make a stand and say, yo, this ain't right. When, I'm saying, this is our livelihoods. This ain't something we're just doing for fun. On a professional level, this is how we earn money. And you're stopping us from earning money by turning down fights that would be good fights, but you don't like them, so what? I think it's time that we recycle what's going on around out here and get the guys that are in office out of office and put some people in there that know how the fight game works and wants to work with all of us instead of being up on their high horse and holding everybody out. I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
That sounded like a long time coming, Vinny.
It's been bubbling for a while, man. Jose, I just had to push that out there real quick. My bad, bro.
No, I hear you, man.
But
you know what's on my mind though, bro? It's not even a commission. It's the promoters to me. Like the promoters, I just feel like there's no like people who genuinely care about boxing. I feel like it's always money wise. Like if I'm not making this, then okay, you're not on this card. They put the people on the cards that can sell the most tickets. Okay, that's understandable. But they're not willing to pay those people what they deserve.
Oh, you're
like they're
you're
trying
right
to
there.
expect somebody to fight close to home or at home, for example, and sell $4,000 worth of tickets while only giving that person so much money. Like, and giving their opponent hella money.
Yeah,
see, that's where I'm at with it.
No,
So
you're absolutely right.
I just let my dad handle everything. Even though it frustrates me, I just let my dad handle everything.
that's
and
another-
If my dad agrees with it, then I just follow him.
Hey, you're absolutely right. And I'm going to put some figures out here because I really don't care. I'm going to put it like this. I fought a 4-rounder in Las Vegas for my pro debut. 4 rounds, pro debut in Vegas, made, you know what I'm saying, I walked away $1,400, right? Not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Come back here after, being gone for years. That was my first. Hey, then I come back here. I fight a 4-rounder. My first time fighting in Ohio as a pro, 4-rounder, $500. Like, I lost $1,000 because I was in a different state with a different promoter.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
fought for free before, bro. I fought for free before.
Yeah,
literally.
Pretty much
zero
me too,
for
dude.
free.
Hey, because I had to pay for all my medicals. You know, promoter took all my money out of for my medical costs. I left there with like $150.
That's sad.
So
That's sad.
So you're absolutely
I'm
right.
saying I fought for 0 before, like 0.
Oh, I know it can be done. It can be done real easy. You know, hey, so the promoters has something to do with it too, as far as like, you know, guys wanting to get paid. You know, you're always gonna end up paying more for your opponents because, especially if they're coming in to be an opponent and pretty much. You know, everybody knows the B side is looking to come in there and you know, pretty much on the card to lose. You know, that's not always 100% correct. I'm just saying, you know, on the most part, the A side and the B side. The B side's there as the opponent. Anytime an opponent's coming in, especially if a guy's got a mediocre record, they're on the fence. Yeah, they're gonna want to get paid for, you know, the opportunity to win, but more so for the opportunity to lose. Now, what I don't get is when you sell, hey, so you're I'm just gonna throw some figures out here, and I'm not. And when I say you, I don't mean you. So you fight for $1,000. You know, you're getting 1,000. Your opponent's getting 2,000. You sell $4,000 worth of tickets. Hey, the promoter made $1,000 off you. You're the one doing all the work, and you turn around and have the least amount of money out of the group. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
You
That's
fought, got 1,000.
Yeah, I mean,
he got 1,000 for doing that.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. You know what I mean? And you know, and as fighters, people don't understand that as a professional fighter, we also have to turn around and. You know, I don't know what your arrangement is, but we have people in our teams. You know what I mean? Obviously, like I know me, if it was my son fighting, I'm not gonna take money out of his purse coming up. You know,
right?
Just like Jack, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna put this out there or put Jack down. Jack has always been, you know, like with us guys coming up until we start making some decent money. You know, he's not taking his cut. You know, which is always, you know. It's always nice because if you made $1,000, then you got to come up off of 10% to him and 10%. I mean, next thing you know, you're leaving there with $700. A little bit of taxes, you know. It's not right, man. But between the commission and the promoters, yes, we've got a huge problem here in at least in Northeast Ohio about the boxing. At the same time, I would say, in my opinion, some of these promoters are working on very small budgets. You know. Which makes it a little complicated. Hey, but they're working on small budgets, and I'm going to put myself out here again and say because they're spending that money somewhere else, and not not putting it back in the program.
Right. Hey, while we're talking about shows and stuff, man, I would have liked to have got on that card out there in Youngstown, but I was just out in Vegas just a little bit too long. If I would have got home like a month before, I might have been able to get on that. Hopefully,
you could have taken
my
my
spot.
spot.
To get on because I like his shows.
Yeah, they're always real good shows. They're always fun. They're packed. You know what I mean? And since we're on the show, hey, make sure everybody's listening. What is it? May 25th, we'll be fighting. Not Wheel because I'm not on the card no more. So Southside Boxing Club and Jack Lowe will be holding a pro-am show at the Metroplex in Liberty on Belmont Avenue. So if you're not doing anything on the 25th, and on the 24th, the weigh-ins will be held in at Masters Bar and Grill. They are also the official sponsor of the after party on May 25th. So if you're free or not doing anything, you come and enjoy the whole festivities over the whole weekend.
Well, we got Jose on the line. Jose, man, actually tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, I'm flying out to Vegas for 3 nights.
For real?
What do you recommend for me to get into, man? What's any good food spots you recommend? Or
I would say, do you like tacos and stuff?
I love tacos.
He's a Del Taco fan.
Hit a Don Tour Tacos.
What's that?
It's like a drive-through. It's called Don Tour Taco.
Okay.
Is that the one with the beef brains?
I don't know. I don't mess with that.
You might have, bro. Little drive-through, little white building got like 79-cent tacos.
Nah, I don't think that's it.
Okay,
that's it.
All right, just checking.
I love tacos and margaritas.
Hey, I ain't have no margaritas out there, but a margarita do sound good.
Oh,
but shoot, maybe Topgolf. I went to Topgolf out there. That was dope because you can see everything behind it. like all the big buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest things I did out there.
So Top Golf was
I went out
pretty
there
sweet.
with Shane Mosley Jr. It was pretty dope.
Okay, how's Shane Mosley Jr. doing?
I want to say he's getting ready for a fight.
Okay, he had a nice run on the Contender, man.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
He-
Me and my
he-
brother was sparring him in January. We both sparred him a couple of times. That was cool.
That's got to be tough for him to try to get out of the shadow of his dad. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, we actually mentioned that before. He said his nickname is Sugar Man. He said he chose that, and his dad didn't want him to use it. So he said it took his dad a while to get cool with him using that nickname because he wanted him to use the same nickname as him. He said his dad was like a tough coach on him. I think he's working with he just started working with the Caleb Plant's head coach.
Oh, no
So
crap.
I'm excited to see what he does next.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Caleb Plant, actually, and I know
Man, he's a beast.
you got a chance to meet him before, right?
Yeah, I met him, and I actually sparred him. Me and my brother sparred him about a year ago.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, he outboxed me. But,
That's
but
good work,
David
though,
did really
man.
well against him.
Yeah?
Yeah, David did really well against him.
So David held his own, huh?
Oh yeah. David's nice. David was sparring John Gregory a couple hours ago.
Okay.
He was using his jab. His jab is amazing.
David's sharpening up a little bit, huh?
Man,
I'll tell you what.
his jab is like amazing.
David's last fight in Youngstown, he fought the kid from Pittsburgh. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. But I'll tell you what, man, David really started, the first round, I was like, oh, man, David's looking a little, rust. But I'll tell you what, man, all of a sudden, as the fight progressed, you can just see David can box. I mean,
he can box his ass off.
He just doesn't like, a lot of guys just want to go head hunting. David, man, just body, going high, low, man. Listening to your dads, I could hear the corner, and he seems like he's a student of the game. On both of you, I mean, you guys, both of you guys both eat, breathe, and live boxing, man, and it shows. And just judging by following you guys on Facebook, it looks like I talked to the talking to my boy Matt Conway in Pittsburgh and stuff like that, and how he lives his lifestyle outside the ring, and what you do outside the ring affects what you do inside the ring. And it seems like you guys don't live that rough lifestyle outside the ring. You lived it,
That's why they've been successful.
We always played like two sports. We always played a sport and boxed afterwards. After that practice, we went to the gym and trained. So we were always busy, and we just always play sports pretty much our whole lives.
What other sports you guys play?
Shoot, football, baseball. I tried to play soccer, but I got cut from the team actually.
Oh my God! From a soccer team?
I didn't get cut because I was bad. I got cut because I kept getting in trouble in school, so I got cut for that. Yeah. But yeah, man, we play all of it. Actually, I wrestled all throughout high school. That was probably like one of the funnest times ever.
Yeah,
I met some like some really good friends, so we're still friends.
You know what? You have you ever met Dalton Rossi? He was a big time wrestler and stuff like that, and now he's
He's still a big time wrestler.
Yeah, but you know what?
Man, he's doing good. He's doing good.
I'll tell you what
keeping
though.
up.
All the times I talk to him and stuff like that, and now he's in Bellator. I mean, this dude's. I mean, he's gonna be one of the top MMA fighters ever, in my opinion. And but when you talk to him, man, his wrestling background, everything. I mean, this kid's a workaholic, but his boxing games, what he takes pride in, with for giving him the success on the sport. He's the first to tell you that without boxing, he would not be where he's at. So he takes pride in that stand-up game. And
I had the pleasure sparring with him before.
He's an animal, man. And
I
can't. Did you get to see his debut at all back in March?
Yeah. I've been keeping up.
Man,
I've been watching his fights.
Light work, man. So I can't wait for him to get back at him, man. That's a big thing. But no, man, I appreciate you taking the time to call in. I mean, I actually appreciate you actually listening in, man. I mean,
no problem, man. Every time I see you guys on, I try to chime in.
Every other Tuesday, man. So. Not next Tuesday, the Tuesday after, we'll have a recap of the fights. But hopefully, man, hey, anytime you guys have fight news or whatever, let me know. I could write about on my website, or call in, talk about it or whatever. But hopefully you guys get something squared away soon.
Yeah, I hope so, man. All right, man. I'll be in touch. You guys take it easy.
All right, thanks, everybody. Jose Rodriguez Jr., undefeated middleweight from Akron, Ohio. It's always good when he calls in, man.
Yeah, he's personable too. I like when he calls in and talks to us.
And when someone calls in too, it kind of like takes the pressure off us. You know,
I don't ever feel any pressure.
It's Three's Company.
Three's Company.
Come and call on our line.
There you go.
We've been
Sing it,
waiting
bro.
for you.
Jim, you gonna chime in? You ain't got
nothing to say.
Nothing. You ain't got nothing for us.
No, I got nothing.
You ain't got no news for
You
us.
got anything happened on Western Reserve
I
Radio?
don't know.
Now's your
After
time.
that whole singing thing was going on, it was a little.
Yeah, I just wanted.
Caught me a little off guard
Where
there.
the talking is mine and his engine.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, I wanted no part of that. But yeah, coming up Saturday, the Erie Express will travel over to Cleveland, take on the Cleveland Cobras. Both teams undefeated in the GDFL. It's going to be a 6:50 airtime, 7:00 kickoff at Brooklyn High School. So if you can get out there, get out there. It's supposed to be beautiful out. $6 at the gate. And if you can't be there, of course, you can catch all the action right here on Western Reserve Radio with me.
Just you?
Just you.
Yeah.
Just you.
Pretty gnarly.
You sitting here by yourself?
Hey, there's nobody better talking to himself than me. I can do it for hours.
Huh. I used to say that about myself.
You guys gonna
So
miss
I started dating Jen, and she's always like, "Are you talking to yourself?"
Are you guys gonna miss me while I'm in Vegas?
No.
Okay.
No, I will miss you, man. I ain't gonna be able to talk to you for a couple
Hey,
of
dude,
days.
you'll be able to message me, man. I'll be out in the fight capital of the world. Is there any fights out there
listen.
this weekend?
Hey, let's just take it back. Everybody, hey, he said he's going to Vegas. Everybody heard it. Brian Whan doesn't. Hey, he gets to Vegas. The first 24 hours, he goes strong.
I go stronger than anybody.
No, I don't know about
Not
anybody.
much on the finish,
I don't
huh?
know anybody about going strong.
I go strong.
Because Ryan Williams had, he took you for days.
Okay.
Yeah, he went
so I go
hard.
strong the first day.
Yeah, strong the first day, and then, so you're going there for 3 days?
Yeah, 3 nights.
Yeah, she's.
Is the
she's-
Wilder fight out there this week? Is that?
No.
No.
Okay. I just saw him on TV.
So in June, I think, right?
Oh, okay. We got a little while.
I could be wrong though. Remember, I've been confused lately.
So I go strong for the first night, and I continue going strong.
No, he doesn't go strong. Then he fades off into like little girl land, and that's that. So, needless to say, when he comes home, he'll be calling me, telling me about how this girl that he's going with doesn't talk to him no more. That's all right, man.
Whatever.
It's happened to the best of us.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go strong. I'm gonna wear my Speedos to the.
You going long, hard to get the friction on, or what?
Nah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I just don't like flying though. That's gonna be my bugaboo. So, but I think it's that time we wrap things up here from the Gessler Propane Studios for Brian.
Get used to it.
I just used myself in third person. For myself, Vinny, Jim. I just want to send out a reminder to everybody. You know, you pass people in the streets and you don't know what kind of battle anybody's fighting with in life, so be kind to everybody, man. You don't know what kind of battles everybody's facing in their day-to-day life, so until that goes on, protect yourself at all times and keep on fighting, Youngstown. We'll see you in 2 weeks tonight, 8 o'clock, www.westernreserveradio.com for the Gessler Propane Studio.
This is tailback number 33, Tony Falone, and you're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Cleveland Cobras on westernreserveradio.com.
Quicken Loans presents the Sports Flash, driven by G-Bond Western Reserve Radio.
Swung on, pounded, deep.